Viral videos claiming to show Giorgia Meloni openly snubbing Israel are spreading fast across social media, from handshake drama to an alleged on-stage outburst. And it all comes against a very real backdrop. This story is exploding online, but what's being shared may not be what actually happened. Viral videos claiming to show Giorgia Meloni openly snubbing Israel are spreading rapidly across social media, from a handshake moment to an alleged onstage outburst. The timing is critical. Earlier in April, Italy suspended a defense cooperation agreement with Israel, officially stating it was done in consideration of the current situation. This followed rising tensions after Israeli forces reportedly fired warning shots at an Italian peacekeeping convoy in Lebanon on April 8th. So the political backdrop is real and serious, but what followed online added a completely different layer to the story. The first viral clip shows Meloni appearing to ignore a handshake from Benjamin Netanyahu during an event. She is also seen wearing a scarf in the colors of the Palestinian flag, with the caption reading, "Giorgia Meloni ignoring Netanyahu." The internet reacted instantly and intensely. One user wrote, "It's a very delicate situation." Others were far more aggressive, saying, "That's the way you're supposed to treat a genocidal murderer," and even, "You should have slapped that war criminal." As the clip spread, many began to question its authenticity. On closer inspection, the movements of both leaders appeared stiff, facial expressions seemed unnatural, and their overall posture looked unusually robotic. Viewers quickly pointed this out in the comments. Some called it a badly done AI, while others simply labeled it AI generated, raising serious doubts about the clip's credibility. Then came a second viral video, this time showing Meloni at a conference appearing angry and throwing away a bunch of papers. The claim attached to it suggested she was dramatically ending agreements with Israel. But once again, the visuals didn't fully align with reality. Her expressions looked unnatural, and more importantly, the people around her showed almost no reaction, remaining calm and composed despite the alleged outburst. And that's key, because there are no credible reports confirming that Italy has ended all agreements with Israel beyond the already announced suspension of a defense cooperation deal. Both viral clips are now widely believed to be synthetic, highlighting how quickly AI-generated content can distort real geopolitical events.
The statement, especially with regards to the pontiff, are unacceptable.
There's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. There's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong.
Meloni recently went nuclear against Trump, blasting the POTUS over what she called an insult to the Pope, triggering a full-blown diplomatic flare-up between Rome and Washington. Giorgia Meloni took direct aim at Donald Trump, slamming his remarks about Pope Leo XIV as unacceptable. The Italian premier's sharp rebuke marked one of the strongest reactions yet from a Western leader, igniting a transatlantic war of words.
What I said is what I think, and that is that the statement, especially with regards to the pontiff, are unacceptable. I expressed my solidarity with Pope Leo. I will tell you more. I would not feel comfortable in a society where religious leaders do as they are told by politicians. Not in this part of the world, so I disagreed and I said so.
Speaking at an international wine fair in Verona on April 14th, Meloni doubled down on her earlier statement, making it clear she stood firmly with the Holy Father and pushed back against Trump's rhetoric.
Italy's relationship with the United States has been going on for some years, right? So it doesn't have to do with a single administration. We try to do our best according to the context, considering that the United States are one of our strategic and most important allies. But when you have friends and when you have allies, especially when they are strategic ones, you must have the courage to speak when you disagree. This is what I do every day. When I agree, I say I agree, and when I disagree, I say that I disagree, because I believe this is good for Europe, the United States, and the West in general.
Trump fired back in an interview with the Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera. "I'm shocked at her. I thought she had courage, but I was wrong," the US president said. Escalating his attack, he added, "Giorgia Meloni doesn't want to help us in the war. I'm shocked." Questioning Italy's stance, Trump asked, "Do people like the fact that your president isn't doing anything to get the oil in Iran? Does she like it? I can't imagine." He then turned the tables, declaring she is the one who is unacceptable because she doesn't care if Iran has a nuclear weapon and would blow up Italy in 2 minutes if it had the chance. The clash erupted after Pope Leo XIV criticized the US-Israeli war with Iran, prompting a fierce response from Trump. Yet the US president refused to walk back his comments. Addressing reporters at the White House on April 14th, Trump declared he would not apologize. He went public, Trump said of the pontiff, insisting he was just responding while defending a now-deleted social media post that triggered global backlash.
"Oh, Pope Leo, an apology. You want me to apologize?"
No, I don't.
"Oh, Pope Leo, an apology. You want me to apologize?"
No, I don't.
Trolled, mocked, and dragged across social media, Donald Trump is facing a fierce online backlash after refusing to apologize to Pope Leo XIV over controversial remarks on Iran. As visuals spread, social media erupted with scathing reactions. One user wrote, "Threatening the Pope with violence is wrong. Americans should not accept this behavior." Another mocked, "He's not even going to apologize for blatant blasphemy." Others piled on with biting jabs, calling him a malignant narcissist unable to admit errors of judgment.
"Oh, Pope Leo, an apology. You want me to apologize?"
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen, so I can't.
The uproar erupted during a hastily called White House Q&A on April 14th, where Trump stood by his criticism of the US-born pontiff for opposing the war in Iran. Pressed by reporters, the president made it clear he would not apologize, igniting global outrage and fueling a viral storm.
We believe strongly in law and order, and he seemed to have a problem with that, so there's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. There's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong.
The controversy deepened when Trump addressed a now-deleted social media post depicting him as a saint-like healer resembling Jesus Christ. Attempting to explain it away, he claimed he believed the image portrayed him as a doctor, an assertion that only intensified criticism online.
Bishop Robert Barron supports you and your policies. He praises you for defending religious freedom.
Yeah.
He now says you owe Pope Leo an apology. You want me to apologize?
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen, so I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other things, so I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo, and you know, his brother is a big MAGA person, and he's a great guy, Louis. And I said I like Louis better than I like the Pope. No, you have to have law and order in our country, and That's what we have now. We have the lowest crime numbers we've had in a long time, despite the fact that many criminals were allowed into our country, but we've gotten a lot of them out. We've done a great job on crime. So we have the lowest murder rate in 125 years, since 1900, the lowest murder rate. So we believe strongly in law and order, and he seemed to have a problem with that, so there's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. The other thing is he didn't like what we're doing with respect to Iran, but Iran is wants to be a nuclear nation so they can exterminate the world. Not going to happen.
And Mr. President, on Iran, if the deal is not reached by the end of the ceasefire, does your threat from before still stand?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that, but it won't be pleasant for them, let me put it that way.
Do you still plan to charge your toll to use restraining order, sir? Has your timetable changed in any way in terms of ending this conflict?
No, it's going on. Right now, there's no fighting. Right now, we have a blockade. They're doing no business. I didn't like seeing boats come out if they were doing business with Iran, but if they weren't, no boats came out. So now Iran is doing absolutely no business, and we're going to keep it that way very easily. Don't forget, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. That's a lot.
Do you still want to charge them
coming from predominantly going to China, Mr. President? Has Xi Jinping reached out? I know you're going to be...
No, but we have a very good relationship with China. He would like to see this ended also. He certainly wants it ended. Everyone, I want to see it ended too, but we can't give a nuclear weapon to a group of people that have caused nothing but havoc for 47 years. Look, I'm the president that's done something about it. This should have been, and many other presidents regret that they didn't. Yeah, so I'm doing something about it.
Ukraine impeachment documents that were just declassified show that Eric Charamella not only submitted false information, but that he had no direct knowledge of the alleged conversation. It was all hearsay. Do you feel vindicated by those?
Yeah, I do. They're a bunch of crooked people. You're talking about with respect to all of the things that they put against me? Yeah. Well, it's come out that in so many different ways. Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it. But in so many different ways, the election was rigged. The 2020 election was rigged. We found that out. What you just said is just a piece of that. It's a big piece, but minor, relatively speaking, compared to what they did. They cheated in the election. They cheated on the vote. They cheated in every way possible, and it's the only way we got an incompetent man to be a president. And he was an incompetent man. Many of the things that we're talking about, even including this would have been settled a long time ago, not now. And it should have been settled by other presidents. But the election was a rigged election. We can't let that happen to our country.
It's concealment of exculpatory information. What should happen?
Well, it's a very serious charge against them and the Democrats. They cheat. They can't get elected with their policy. So their policy is no good. They want to have, open borders. They want to have men playing in women's sport. Do you think that men should play in women's sports?
I really don't have an opinion on that.
You don't, I'll bet you do.
No, I'm here about no
Pizza.
tax on tips.
Yeah, okay.
Madam President, can you say your name and deliver the White House report?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr.